Okay, ladies and gentlemen, PSA, public service announcement. So do not go to Ho Chi Minh Trail in La Jolla Cove because last Saturday I went out with my girl, right? We went out hiking and basically we were wending down the Black Beach, which is a naked beach. So I was going in La Jolla Cove. I'm going down Ho Chi Minh Trail, trying to go to Black Beach, right? And then we took some pictures and we went back up. On the way back up, we are kind of on the side of a cliff, as you can imagine, and the ground is kind of slippery because the sand is very tiny and smooth.
Oh, that sucks.
So we saw we were on a cliff and we walked past two gentlemen. And then on the way, as we walk past them, I hear bum bum. I hear two sounds like bing bum. You know, it's weird, but it felt very very wrong. It is a sound that make your freaking hair shivers because at that very moment you know that is not a sound that's supposed to be there. I look back. There's only one guy. Okay, deductive reasoning instantaneously. Someone fall off the cliff. So I was like, "Hey, are you okay?" No response. And at that point, my oh fuck alert in my head just go alert, 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 fuck, do your thing. Candace wants to go down there and look at the guy, but I told her to stay there and do recon because she got caught cops, or the paramedics. So I went by the cliff and I looked down. The entire wall of rocks were full of blood,
Oh,
and I saw the
yikes.
guy face down um, on the stream of river. So it's like a very shallow river, as you can imagine, and there's just rocks. So it's like, fuck, you gotta save him. And but at this point, his friend doesn't even know what's up. His friend was kind of ahead. He didn't even look back.
What the fuck is
So
that friend on?
no, he didn't even notice. That's the crazy
What
thing.
the fuck?
So so almost immediately, I fucking went down a little bit to the right. So instead of 10 foot drop where he dropped, my drop was 5 foot. So I jumped down, landed over my feet, and I immediately went to attend him. And then, good thing to notice first, him facing down. I'm not sure is he breathing. Right, it is already 30 seconds. He hasn't been breathing. Um, and then I saw him bleeding, and I also noticed the back of his skull was bleeding a lot, and I can see skulls. So, and I can see part of his skull is broken. There's some leakage in it. So I even know what to do, right? I have no medical training experience. I have no emergency training. So all I did is I know he needs to breathe. If he's not breathing, it's bad. So I set him straight. So he was sitting, and he wasn't breathing. So I shoved my finger down his fucking throat, and I can feel like some of his teeth were already broken. And I was trying to like
Get
top
him to
finger
breathe.
him
Is
to
that?
yeah to kind of like open up his area. That's kind of my thinking back then, because my thinking was quite simple. He has to breathe and his heart has to beat, and if none of those things are working, he's dead. And surprisingly, I opened his airway and he was like gasping for air. It's kind of like a seagull, but he wasn't conscious, but he was breathing, and that's a very good sign. So I was like, "Hey, what the fuck up?" I keep slapping him. I don't know his
I
name,
don't
but I'll
think
keep
that
slapping
helps,
him.
man.
Uh, but at this point, his friend came back. He's like,
Oh,
"Oh,
what
what
the
the fuck
fuck
happened?"
is wrong with that guy,
And
dude?
then we were like slapping his friend, trying to like make him be as conscious as possible, right? And then he woke up. He was like, "Oh, what happened? Where am I?" And then I was like, "Oh my god, dude, you just fall from the cliff." He didn't even know. He was knocked out cold, bro. He was like those MMA fighters. He didn't even know what the fuck happened. He was like, oh, he's super confused. And he's like, "Oh my god, I'm so sleepy." And we were like, "No,
Oh
do not sleep.
no,
You need to wake
fuck.
the fuck up. What's your name? What's your name?" And it's like, banana. At that point, he was like belligerent. He wasn't making sense. So like at that point, Candace calling 911, calling paramedics, asking questions like, "Oh, is he breathing? Is his heart beating?" And at this point, he's in and out of consciousness, right? He was kind of talking to us, go back to sleep, talking to us, go back to sleep. His friend told us that he's 30 years old. He's a man, went to UCSD, um, and he wasn't on any blood thinners and stuff. So we know that he's sober, and then he's a 30-year-old man. But at this point, I took off my shirt and tried to like stop his bleeding. What I noticed was the entire shirt was soaking in blood. It was the entire stream of water was kind of dark red from the blood that was leaking behind his back of his head. And I was trying to apply pressure to stop his bleeding. But first of all, I don't have medical training, and I feel like that's too big of a fucking wound to cover.
No, yeah, for sure.
And then I kind of dry off my shirt, keep applying pressure to the wound, and I was desperate. I was like, fuck, I'm trying to save this guy. There's absolutely nothing I can fucking do right now. I need fucking help. I start screaming like, medic, someone please help. Everybody's just screaming until finally after 10 minutes we have, and by this time paramedics coming through. Kenneth's already called the cops. I mean the emergency. But there was a nurse that came by and she's like, oh, make sure like she has like a set of protocols, like, oh, make sure her heart is breathing, open up his airway. We actually basically did everything right. Besides applying like, apparently we need to apply a lot more pressure for a wound. We didn't do that. And after like 10 more minutes, finally there is a paramedic, a single individual paramedic, and he told us like, hey, on the way up, I already noticed that the river is fucking dark red and someone's bleeding. So I already called a helicopter because this is not something he can walk it off, right? But that guy was still like kind of being stubborn, like I can walk this off, and he's like, trust me, I can't just walk. And we're like, bro, you cannot walk. Like you need to sit your ass down. And then he's still going in and out consciousness. Do mind you. So his adrenaline is probably rushing through because he didn't even feel a wound in his head, and we didn't tell him that because we can fucking see his skull. We can fucking see some brain matter, and we didn't want him to know that. So the paramedic put him on like a neck lock, I think, just to open up his
those
airway.
things. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know what that is, but he gave him like kind of a weird ass helmet and a weird ass neck thing, kind of like a dog thing. And he also gave him some oxygen too. So he came in prepared, the paramedic, and then within 10 minutes the helicopter came by.
Was the paramedic like holding a lot of equipment with him? It's just one guy, right? Or a bunch?
Yeah, he literally has like, he has a stick, and that stick can also be like some other shit.
Dude,
Everything he does, he has, was like designed exactly for this. It was so weird.
He's like a park ranger, right? Is he like responsible for the area?
Yeah, so he is actually a beach paramedic because we were by Black Beach, right, in the Hawaii Coast.
Oh, okay.
He's one of
he
those
walked
beach
over.
people.
Okay.
Then walked over because he's the fastest. And on the way up, there's also 3 cops that's coming down in case, because they don't know which part of the trail are we in. They know that we're on the trail. So their strategy is sending one guy at the bottom of the trail and one guy from the top of the trail. So like whoever gets to him faster first. But you know, he told the other people like, hey, we need helicopter, we need more help. And within like 10 minutes, there's helicopter coming down. And me and Candace, and then they asked us to leave, right? He's like, disperse, make sure like you need to give him room, you know, like we don't want to cause like too much attention. It's going to increase injury because helicopters are coming down in a very narrow cliff. If like there's a lot of people, like there could be more accidents pretty much at this point. So the helicopter came, kept him, but as of the beginning of this week, the emergency and paramedic team actually called Candace because she was the person who was responsible for contacting the paramedics. That he didn't make it. You know, and so that's why we have a PSA, right? Like, you know, life is very short. Sometimes things could just happen like that. You could lose your life like that. So live every moment as it is, and be very careful when you go on hikes. Things do happen.
Oh, I'm surprised they actually called you back to let you know that the person
Not me.
passed away. I'm surprised that happened. Yeah,
Wow.
I mean, I've always been to hikes. That's some next level stuff. That's pretty insane.
Crazy.
I can't imagine.
Stay away from Ho Chi Minh.
I mean, he did hit his head. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah, I just want to say, Dustin, you did. I think
you tried.
Other than the outcome, I think
did.
Yeah, you did a good job.
Yeah, I'm surprised too.
I
I'm
mean,
surprised I went in like
even if
that.
the same thing happened to me, I can't imagine myself applying too much pressure at the skull which is exposed. Like I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, I have no idea what to do.
I
I was
wouldn't dare to put too much pressure
I was
on it.
trying to Google. I was literally trying to Google it. I was like playing my phone, like please, with all blood in my head, like please, what the fuck did I do?
I would imagine that would be pretty traumatic for you, right? Like having someone bleeding so
But
much.
weirdly enough, I was calm about it. It was kind
Right.
of scary, dude. I slept very well that day. It didn't bother me at all, dude. I'm so surprised. Like I always imagine like going through shit like this is gonna fucking scar me for life.
Uh-huh.
But I slept very well. It was kind of weird. It was kind of scary for me too. You know, I was like, what the fuck?
Well, I
That
mean,
didn't bother me at all.
at that moment, you didn't know that he's dead. I mean,
Yeah, but
you
even
just
yeah,
Yeah,
assumed that he
I
got
guess you
helicoptered
assumed.
away.
Yeah, you assumed you
You did
you
your
didn't know
part.
you were dead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you still did your
yeah.
part. I think you did a relatively good job. Like, other than the slapping, I don't know about the slapping, but
You know, in movies,
yeah, I'm not in movie they do that. I know. I'm not sure
I
about
just
slapping
I
people,
just did everything in movies, dude. I
but
was
yeah,
like, all
I
right,
get
I
getting
was
him
gonna do
awake.
CPR.
Yeah, did he like say anything to you? Like,
And he was being stubborn. Actually, he was like, I'm okay. I can just walk this off. I don't want that much tension. And then he was in and out of consciousness. Um, but there's a conspiracy going on with Candace and I. We were talking like two things were very weird.
what is it? That guy,
You know,
the other guy?
yeah, no,
Yeah, fam.
we
Wait,
do need to factor into.
one part where I don't understand is if he fell down and he was laying on his face, why did the back of his skull break?
Well,
That
maybe
was
he
one
might
of
be
my
like tumbling.
questions.
Wouldn't
That
someone
was
hit
one of
him
my
on the freaking head and then he
dude.
fell?
That like okay, two things. He didn't even scream when he fall. Nothing. That was weird as fuck. So weird. Cause if I'm falling, anything, there would be a
Yeah,
fucking sound. Not boom boom, and there's two sounds. I did say right. I hear two sounds.
yeah.
I'm so fucking clear. I hear two sounds. I mean, you can say like he hit his wall, which makes kind of makes sense because there's blood on the wall. But his friend was being really, really sus. Well,
And
first
he
of all,
wouldn't forgotten where he was.
mm,
He would remember falling off, most likely. Maybe not instantly, but like
No, I don't think he
he
would. Maybe
why
mm,
he's
not?
actually cut out. Like it damaged his brain so much that he
It
didn't.
wouldn't the process of him falling wouldn't damage his brain.
I mean, he did. It cracked his fucking
No,
skull.
I mean like while he is falling, he's conscious, like he knows he's tripped,
Maybe it's just
and
that adrenaline
then he
rush is
hears.
like.
Okay,
mm. So I definitely thought that was weird. What Titus said was very weird. I did notice like first thing first, he was being really weird because the whole time I was like, I told my shirt off immediately. I was freaking out, right? I was like, what the fuck, and I literally said, what the fuck, like, because I'm freaking out, right? I was like, oh my god, what the fuck. His friend slowly walking toward us, didn't say anything. Oh, how was it? Oh, you know, he like you. I was freaking the fuck out. He was both calm and kind of like a little bit not helpful. Like I was asking, oh, how old is he? How old is he? Because like the paramedics are asking the question, like how old is he? Like is he any blood thinners? Whose parents? Right? Asking so many questions, and all he did was, oh, his name is Alexa, 30-year-old. I don't know any of his friends and parents. What? Like paramedics literally need that information to call his fucking parents or guardian. You don't. Can you not even ask someone, one of your friends, to find their? You know what I'm saying? It's like
It's so
we can
weird.
argue
Like
that it was
he
weird. It
walked
was
off. I think
weird.
the
He's not
walked off
helpful.
part like kind of weird. Like he can't just continue walking.
where was he?
This
Where
is
I
was he on
can't
top of the?
imagine that.
Where was he on
so
top of the
so
cliff when he was on the
so
top?
he was in front. He was the first guy who was leading. So he was definitely in front. Um, but when it happened, me and Kenneth just like we both hear something like boom boom,
So
We
but
look back.
you didn't see him falling off the cliff.
We did not see that. We did not. We just the first thing we noticed, boom, boom, and already like deductive reasoning. Oh, someone fall down, but not that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so weird. And then his friend's just walking, and then I didn't even fucking talk to him. I just like fucking ran down. I was like, oh, Kenneth, say call the cops right now. And then I ran down, right? And then after literally like 15 seconds, Kenneth's like, oh my god, your friend fucking fall down, come help. And like, cause she was freaking out too, right? She didn't see, actually, if she saw what the fuck happened, she would freak out even more. But the fact that she didn't see it, on her mind is just like, oh, I need to call the cops. I need to make sure his friend is also safe. That's her logic, which makes sense. But we didn't, the guy wasn't helpful. The guy didn't even know that he fucking fall. And the fucking guy, and when he falls, there's no sound. They're all like stuff is fuck. And then exactly what you said. Let him hop. If he falls down like that, fucking hit on the fucking head, bro. Bleeding his fucking forehead. Why is it here? Why is it fucking here? Don't make sense. And I'm like, the whole time I'm just freaking fuck out. I'm like, oh no, what the fuck, what the fuck? I didn't even like, I didn't have time to think. But when I talked to Candace, we're like, that's weird. That is weird. Wait, he did that? That's so weird. And like, all the weird stuff start adding up.
Did you guys tell the cops about this?
No, we didn't. We
You
didn't even have time.
you have to file a report right afterwards.
No, that's a weird thing.
They did the police didn't like ask you guys to come back and talk about it?
So for sure, they
No,
'cause
probably
remember
not
a
because
part-
he probably didn't die right there.
And also remember a part where he's like, "Oh, everybody leave because there's helicopters coming."
Oh, you guys are gone.
So we were gone. Because pretty much only the nurse. There's a nurse that came, and then his friend, right? And then everybody else and the paramedic. So everybody else need to leave that area because the helicopter are coming, and us being there is going to increase risk for saving him.
Did the friend leave with you guys?
No, we don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But when the helicopter lifts, there's only one body that was lifted.
That's so
we didn't even
fucked up, man. Like,
yeah, no.
okay, so cause why I asked that was because one time in Australia I saw someone a man and a woman on the street. It's like, and then the man actually just like fucking smacked the woman on the face, right in the jaw, and then the woman was like knocked out on the floor, right? And I'm like, fuck, that's what the fuck? And then I called the police, right? Called the police. The police arrived. I think arrested the guy, and the woman went to hospital. The jaw was fucked, right? And then I just walked and had my dinner. And then midway, the police called me and it's like, hey, can you come and like 落口供, you know, need to.
That was assault. That was
I
assault.
mean that was assault, but you still have to like give more information to the police, right? I'm just interesting that the police didn't assume that there is something more sketchy within this.
Probably not because they when they checked the
It's an accident right now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there were a few things.
Mhm.
First, he didn't die like right away, so like there was one less suspicion for the police. Second of all, they probably like when they checked the body, there's no like unusual marks of like
Fucking
assault.
head is broken.
Oh, other than that, they assume he got it from the fall. They didn't know how he fell. They didn't know how he went down, so they just assumed that he just fell on his head. And let's say, okay, this is just all theoretical. Let's say his friend either pushed him a little and then he slipped and he fell down, or like his friend hits him with a rock behind his head and then he fell down. There's no way to know that. There's absolutely no way they could find it.
No way you can confirm it. No fucking way. No one saw it. Nothing.
Probably his friend pushing him down is a more likely scenario because him hitting him with a rock. First, you guys will probably hear it. Second, there will probably be a bloody rock somewhere. But yeah, so just him like slightly pushing him off rail, as you said, is slippery, and him falling off could be what happened.
Well, actually, yeah, so this is not wrong. If he did hit him with the rock, I'm pretty sure there would be like blood stain around the place that he hit him with, because the initial impact, the blood would probably be like spilled somewhere near it. So I'm pretty sure. I hope the police went back and kind of had a look at the
I don't think
situation.
so.
I'm not sure
Probably
I
not.
don't
what they.
think
I'm not.
so.
I don't know. So
Probably
Because
not
yeah,
it
because
was like
nothing.
in the middle of a trail, like
yeah, yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like the police
yeah,
needed to go up,
yeah, yeah,
The,
yeah.
the worst part is he died in the hospital, and it was probably filed as an accident. So
No, I
the
mean,
police
yeah.
won't look into it.
Did you
Mm,
and your partner, do you guys consider like telling the police about your conspiracy? Or was it just
no,
nah?
dude.
There's
What if we're
nothing.
wrong,
There's,
bro?
there's nothing they can do. That's the sad
Yeah.
part.
What if we just like,
What
oh, we
if
were conscious. He was
what
acting weird. Is pretty much our only evidence.
what if you're right though?
He
Then
just got
murder
off of the
someone and
perfect
got
murder.
out. Yeah, he got over
Can you
murder.
imagine a guy going hiking with you and you don't know any shit about him?
Perfect murder.
Perfect murder.
Like how do you go on a hike? Like okay, you meet this guy, at least you know a bit more about him. I mean, he did. I don't know. Maybe they're friends in uni or whatever. They just met. They say, hey, how about let's
Mm,
go on a hike? But why do you want to
yeah.
kill him though? Like if he want to kill him,
Maybe he was
weird,
just
just weird.
maybe
Dude,
he
that
just
is a
met
perfect
online. Maybe
murder,
they just
huh?
met online and he's a serial killer.
Maybe
And who knows?
maybe it's a hiking buddy apps that was newly developed. Maybe they're
Damn,
hiking buddies. I don't
that is
know.
crazy though. It could be anything.
Yeah, it could
I feel
be.
like it could be definitely many things,
Yeah.
dude.
Maybe he was planning to kill Dustin too, but then he had like Candace with him, and she already called the
Damn,
police, so that he's like,
dude,
oh shit, I
Oh,
can't
imagine.
I
do
have to
anything.
continue acting. I like if like dude, can you imagine if Candace was told him, "Oh shit, your friend dropped down." Dude, he could have fucking killed her too. That's fucked up.
Bro,
Well, but your
I would
bottom,
never
you
hike alone. I would never
no,
hike alone, bro. Like,
never hike alone. Like, never
bro,
do that. I never
like
hike alone.
you can murder someone, throw him in a fucking trail, and no one will know what the fuck
No
happened.
one would
If
know.
Holy
Like
cow.
no one would actually
if
know. And he
if he's actually a killer, I think you guys are very fortunate at that situation.
killers usually don't go for like
Second
they're
of
not
the
like they're not like mass murderers.
yeah,
They're very calculated. So
yeah,
like they
right.
know he knows he's much like Leslie to like get away with like killing Dustin and Candace at the spot. I mean, if he was a killer.
Yeah, I will throw him off the fucking cliff. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you, bro. I don't know, bro. That was
Just
crazy stuff,
yeah,
actually.
that's insane.
Well, actually, just because what side has that was a very good point. I was wondering how can I further investigate that? How could I possibly,
You can not
knowing
now,
what I know
not
right now?
anymore, not anymore. I mean, you could like call up the police and say, hey, that guy's got sus. Like, maybe that's the most you could do.
I think what you could have done is I mean what you could do now is explain how you first found him. As in like he was laying flat down, his head was bashed from behind. You did not hear a scream. Uh,
Yeah, that is the biggest sus part, bro.
yeah,
100%. Did
yeah,
not hear a scream. No scream whatsoever.
yeah. But I'm just like,
That's so.
yeah, I just don't know how much the police would actually act on it. You know, like,
I don't.
Zero,
It's hard.
bro.
I
Is
don't think so.
case is already closed. So like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
just, I think the sus part for me is he didn't care about his friend falling down. Like, dude, if my
oh,
friend fall down, fuck, I would be like tripping balls and like running to him. I'm like, fuck, what do I do? Fuck, Dustin is fucking on the screen. Fuck, like, what do I do?
I
But
was
he's
Probably
like,
thinking,
saw
all right,
he probably saw all the
he's
blood,
dead,
right? He probably saw the blood.
Dude, I would freak the fuck out. Like, how do I tell your
I was
mom? Like,
thinking,
what the fuck? Like, how do I tell my
I
friends?
was
He's like.
thinking,
I would be
yeah, I
like
was
fucking
thinking about
crying.
that.
Dustin, don't fucking die, man. Like what the fuck? He's like, oh yeah, he's
He was
dead. What's
so
his name?
none of
I
that,
don't
dude.
know his
He
name, man. Like that's
was
so
like, oh, it's
fuck.
okay.
Like in a normal human basic level, that's like fucked up. If you tell me like, oh, I went in the shop more. I'm just like maybe for me, I've never experienced this, right? If I saw this happen, there's two situations that will happen. I either would be so fucking like scared and like panicked, or I'll be like super concentrated like action mode, right? There's either or. I couldn't. There is no like, oh, I don't know his name, I don't know his friends, who is he? I don't know. Can you help? It's like, yeah. What do you want me to do? It's like that doesn't work. Like that's not how a human
Dude,
should
that's
normally
exactly
react.
how he did. That's
That's
exactly
fucked
how
up.
he
That's like even on a human level, that's fucked up. He didn't care. That's fucked up. Like even as a hiking buddy, that's fucked up.
It was weird, bro. It
Dude,
was
you you
fucking
you you
cold,
you
bro.
care more than him. That showed you how much he don't care.
I was freaking out, dude. I didn't even know what to
Yeah,
do.
you
I've
don't even know
never,
him.
never had anything like that in my entire life. I've never seen anything, bro. I don't know. It was crazy. I don't even. There's nothing I can do at this point too, right? It's probably like us. As just that, it's a closed case, right? The cop was like, "Oh, cool story, bro." Like, but he
Cool
fucking fall on
story,
cliff,
bro.
right? He fall
Fucking
10 feet,
hell,
you
bro.
know. Yeah, that's how I think. Yeah, bro. Hey, all those murderers listening to this shit right now, hiking, bro. That's where you kill
I mean,
people.
yeah. I mean, after this episode goes out, if Dustin dies through hiking, we know that that guy was sus.
We know what's up,
That's
bro. Don't
Yeah, we know
go
what's up.
hiking. Like even if you tell the police like there's like environmental changes, if it's raining outside, like all the traces are fucking gone, bro. Like you can't do
Oh
anything.
my god, dude. Literally,
There's no
all
way.
the
There's
fucking
no.
evidence.
Yeah, they won't know. Like,
You can't catch him, right? Even if I, you know how I told you like even if he hit him with a rock, right? There would be blood spatter around that area. If it rain, it's gone. Like you can't do anything.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
No
assume that all the
evidence.
blood stains are gonna be somewhat washed out by the winds and water anyway.
They are, and there's a river at the bottom, so like naturally it fucking washed away everything. It was like the
Fucked up.
perfect murder.
yeah, it's a
It was
perfect
perfect
murder.
murder.
It's like,
He's not a
yeah,
murderer, guys. Not accusing him as a murderer. Maybe he's just actually a guy that don't care.
He's sus. Okay, he's sus for
Yeah, I
sure.
mean
If this is Among Us, I will pull that sus ass person up the spaceship.
yeah, dude, that person, man. I mean, yeah, I think you did okay, Dustin. I think you tried your best, and that's
I
what it
think they did a
matters.
really good job, Dustin.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
Surprisingly.
thanks for sharing this story. I think it's a lot more detailed, like after you described this.
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
the
I was-
image. I
I
got
was
the
at-
image in my
yeah.
head. Yeah, it was actually pretty interesting, I guess.
I feel the trauma just from
Oh, for
hearing your
sure,
story.
dude. I
Yeah.
was not happy listening to that.
Oh no, dude. I was scarred for like a day, and then I was like,
I think if you
well,
actually
I
like
want that.
see it with your real hand, like experience that, like the whole emotion and feeling is different.
I really like what Dustin ended it too, though. Like, you really don't know when you're gonna die or when some crazy murderer is gonna push you off a cliff.
Yeah.
So
So yeah,
yeah.
hike with more than one person, I guess.
I don't know. I just like listening to Dustin's story. It makes me feel so uneasy that I like there might be a possible murder out there that like there's just no way you can catch. And I don't know. Just while listening to his story, I just felt like you really don't know when you're gonna die, and pretty crazy.
Oh my God, if you go up on a hike with someone you don't know, like the possibility is way higher than you think. That's
Uh,
fucked up. Dude,
Very fucked up.
never hike alone, never. I think, dude, after this story, we have to hike in pair, like threes, you know, like three people, you know. We didn't hike in trios, that's what they say, right? Yeah.
Have like
No.
911 on like speed dial or something.
I mean, oh, dude, that's like,
Calling
I think that's one good thing about Hong Kong trials is like, dude, they're so fucking packed with people. You don't need to worry someone's gonna murder you because there's always someone walking past you. And you're this grandma with that two stick. It's like, wait, don't idea, move. There are so many of them, by the way.
Yeah. No, that's crazy, dude. It's a fucking crazy world, man. Live life. Love life. You might be gone tomorrow. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very glad that Dustin shared this really traumatic story with us.
Well, I don't think he finds it traumatic, but
I found it okay. I don't know
yeah.
why. I found my dark side, dude. I didn't even know
You're
I was
probably just gonna
experiencing.
wake up like with nightmares in the middle of your like 30s and be like, oh shit, I should have done this or
Dude,
Yeah.
do you know what Candace think? So she literally like it took her a while like to kind of like, oh my god, that was so traumatic. And like she was like, what was really traumatic is I've never seen a body, but what I saw was on the wall there was blood. And that was enough information for her to be like, I don't want to look down because I might never recover if I do look down. So she like intentionally not look at the body and stuff. But even that experience herself, she was like, oh my god, it like took a part of me out and killed it that fucking day. Like a part of her innocence
So
was breaking down because
she did not want to look at the body. Did she
no,
eventually
she did not look
helped?
at. She helped by calling the cops,
Okay,
but she
okay.
saw the blood on the fucking rocks,
Mm.
and that was enough information for her to be like, all
She
right,
just
I'm not gonna.
don't want to fuck with the
Mhm,
helping part. Like okay.
mhm.
Yeah, that might be a dead body. That's what she's thinking.
Yeah, or like she doesn't know how like as I said, like a part of her innocence was killed that day because what she had seen, right? It bring her back to reality of like how fragile life is and like how easily can it just like dude was 30, bro. Like he could have family. 30 years old is fucking young, right? He probably
Oh
has
yeah,
like
for
dreams,
sure.
aspirations,
We are almost 30.
careers, family, like fuck, maybe a kid too. I don't know. So like, hey, it's traumatic.
Yeah, I think Candace did her part, and if you're listening to this, good job. Like you don't
Good
have to
girl.
like go and like
Yeah.
physically help. At least she did what she have to do at that moment to call for help. That's what's the important part is to like actively help. Unlike that fucking asshole that didn't give a shit. You see it. That's the annoying part. It's like, dude, how the fuck is two Asian dudes hiking more passionate in helping that dude than the actual friend?
Sus.
Dude,
Sus.
yeah, dude, at
My
least
man.
he didn't even call the cops. Like, it's another dude that called the cops. It's Candace that called the
That's
cops.
true.
It's not even
That's
him.
true. He did not. Oh right, he didn't even
He
bring
didn't
up
fucking
calling
call the
cops.
cops. Candace called the cops. Fuck, I don't know. Fuck. Like, it
That
hurts my
is sus,
brain.
dude. But the more like you talk about it, the more sus it gets. Actually, like when Silas brought up the back part, I always think about that. But I didn't like.
Well, it seems like if you said Candace said there's blood on the wall, it seems like he tripped, he hit his head
Like,
on
or like
probably on the
backward.
wall.
Maybe he slipped like
Yes,
this.
yeah,
Like the cliff
but
is that side, right? He slipped like this.
it still doesn't change the fact that he could have been pushed
It,
off or whatever.
it's like either this side or this side, right? Like on the side, right? It's not in the
So
middle,
he has
right?
this side and this side, like middle, literally middle,
Oh,
middle and front.
middle.
Okay,
Cause,
then yeah,
cause
he probably hit his.
yeah, I'm assuming it's like curved, so he kind of like walk, and this is like I was assuming it's like this, and then he fell down like
Mm-hmm,
this. So it's gonna be like this,
mm-hmm.
hitting at the back, but I don't know.
Well, if you say in the back and the front, he probably slipped off, and on the cliff, he probably hit the walls right first at the back, and then he fell to the front.
Did you see?
I hear two sounds. I
Did
for
you
sure
see
hear two
like
sounds.
any scratches on the leg or on the arm? They have to be, right?
So
Of course,
his right shoulder blade is broken. I
Okay.
for sure because
So
I was trying
it
to
have
move
to
it.
be like rolling down like this. So
I think so. It was definitely like
yeah.
dislocated because I was trying to move him and he's like, oh my god, and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's probably more
Oh,
painful than this one, to be honest.
yeah, no, that yeah. Actually, he didn't even know.
He
He
didn't know.
literally didn't
It's
know.
because it's so painful that it kind of like shut it off. I
he
think it's
definitely hit his head like one huge hit in the head first. Like normally, if you fall down, you probably like use your hands to like block your your fall or like lessen it.
Mm-hmm.
But but by the fact that you said he doesn't remember falling off or whatever, he definitely slipped, hit his head, and then continued to fall off. Seems like.
But why didn't he scream though? That's a problem, bro.
Well,
no. Maybe
he's
he
already
didn't
he's already
even react to
unconscious.
it. He didn't
He's
react
already
to it.
unconscious. Like there was a big enough hit to his head that he was already unconscious all the way down.
Or maybe like things just happen too quick at that moment. It's more like it's like those moments. Like good. Alright, sorry, Citus. Because good example is I rode my bike and I hit a pole and I lost 4 of my teeth and my bottom lip. It happened like this. I didn't have any like it didn't happen. It was just like boom boom, So it just happened. I didn't have time to scream, Okay, maybe in my case is because I hit my front of my face. I can't scream. I don't know. But I in my opinion, like he didn't have time to scream. He didn't realize what happened, But Citus, what are you guys saying?
I guess that makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, who knows? No, the doesn't change the fact that his friend was
not helping. That's the issue that I have with him. Not actively trying to help.
Calm to
calm. Oh my god, he was
dude.
so calm.
Shouldn't he be helping putting pressure at the skull or whatever, Shouldn't he be the one going onto Google and searching how to help his friend if he is the one that is the most calm at that situation? Shouldn't he be the one using Google? Not the one that's panicking and like.
Hey Dustin, have you saw like what else he was doing or like what was he doing? Like just standing there and watching you?
Bro, dude, at one point he was texting, dude. I swear to God.
He was texting.
He was texting.
Maybe he's texting.
I was because I took my shirt off, right? And I told you, right? My shirt was silk red. It was red. It was like leaking water, blood. So my first reaction, like, because he has a flannel on. You know how flannels are like you can take it off and just like wrap it up. It's longer than my shirt just because I have a short sleeve. A flannel is a long sleeve. So my head was like, hey, take your flannel off. And then I can wrap like a headband so it can like stop the bleeding, right? He was like, oh yeah. And he didn't do it. I remember explicitly like he wasn't doing it. And I saw him texting. And then I was like, help! I didn't even fucking care anymore because I was like looking for medical help. So I was just screaming, help. Yeah. I explicitly remember that part because I was like, oh shit, my shirt was wet. I need something drier.
Something else to help.
Right? Yeah, I need something else to like tie.
Fucking hell, bro. So fucking dumb. I'm just angry that he didn't help. That's dude, he might be texting the end and he might be texting the end job done, Shit. There's more conspiracy for you guys.
Dude, this guy fucking like this is gonna be my life task.
Oh no. The one regret that you never went and put the police.
Rabbit hole.
Oh shit.
This is also gonna haunt me. This is haunting me like yeah.
Yeah, the more we go into it, the more I'm like, fuck, Dustin, you should tell the police on the spot.
I think you should just call it, or else you're not gonna be able to sleep. Like,
yeah, you're just gonna be like, fuck, just let a murderer walk out.
Let it all out, like tell them all your suspicions.
That guy is sus. That's literally it. Like I didn't saw him push him off. I didn't like.
No, I know.
He's just sus.
Well, just I don't know, like. So that's why don't mention like the guy is sus. Tell him the whole situation is weird, and then they'll ask you why, and then yeah. I mean they're not gonna just.
I guess at that moment you didn't really thought like you were so panicked that you didn't really think about like he might be the killer or he might be sus like maybe if you have that feeling at that moment you could like put a police officer at the side and be like hey that guy's got weird like at that moment of course
I was not noticing.
Well, I don't know if I were you, Dustin, I'll just go for it. Like I would not be able to sleep.
Like maybe like tell the police, hey, maybe this guy,
But okay, here's my fear. What if I call police and they be like, "Yo, the way you like set them up causes."
Kill them. No. You're trying. That's not the issue. That's not the issue.
He was already dead. He was already dead.
No, like he's severely injured.
By listening to them. The amount of blood you were talking about, there's no way he could have made it. Like,
he was in and out of consciousness. So,
he was rapidly losing blood. He he was not gonna make it.
I don't know if like helping him and accidentally causing more damage is worse, or a guy sitting next to you doing nothing is worse. I don't know. I think
You
I think at
couldn't
least you
have
tried.
helped him. Couldn't
I
have.
don't know.
His wound was way too big for you to just stop the bleeding. Like, and yeah, like, but like it's definitely not your fault. But and like, okay, like, but that's a whole other thing. Like your medical assistant to him is a totally other thing. The thing is what caused him in that position. And yeah.
I don't know. You can
That's
think
the
about it on
ego.
yourself. You can think
Yeah,
about it on your.
you should think about like because if
Talk.
you're gonna do it soon, or else
Yeah.
just let it go in your life and don't ever think
Or,
about this again.
or if you want if
Oh,
or if you want this video to like sit down and talk with Candace, like we can send you a copy of the video. You guys can like rewatch it and like think about all the
we can talk about
conspiracy
it. Talk
theories
about
on that. Like because there's gotta be one episode if
Yeah,
she can sit
I think
down
you
and watch
guys
it.
I think you guys should just like really like talk about it and like decide. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it soon. Do it soon before it
Yeah,
like the thing dies down.
oh yeah, everything is gone. Like you can't be like after half a year and be like, yo, that guy's kind of sus by the way. Like,
Yeah.
like
I
there's
mean,
like not enough evidence anymore.
I would at least like
it.
force an investigation like on the guy first. Like at least like let them like start an investigation. And if that guy has like if he has a motive, they could find it out very easily. Like they would know. Like
Maybe they're
Hmm,
roommates. Maybe they have like issues. Maybe you have like
hmm.
relationship issues. I don't know. I'm not gonna
I knew
assume
thing.
anything anymore.
I knew ask her what she thinks about because she thinks
yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah.
weird, but
Yeah.
she thinks it's because he is shocked. He didn't think he was like the guy pushed him up. He thinks he was so shocked that he was almost belligerent. He was almost like he's drunk. He was so shocked that he was drunk.
I don't know.
But I don't. Yeah, I don't know.
I think.
I don't act like that when
Mm,
I'm shocked.
yeah.
I don't know.
I guess that's pretty much it. Yeah. If you're watching this, Candace, good job. You did your part. You don't have to
Okay.
go and look at
All
that
right.
body, but you did good. Dustin, kudos to you. I think both of you did whatever is necessary at that moment. So good job, guys. Proud of you guys. Good stuff. So yeah, thank you for sharing this story.
Yeah, Dustin, I think you did a really good job.
You guys
Proud of you for that.
appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Job.
All right.
All
Catch you
right.
guys next week. Subscribe and like.
Hey, thanks for doing the outro. I guess this will be the outro, right? Should we just do the
Keep us
outro?
updated.
Oh yeah, keep us updated. Yeah, definitely. I guess.
I really want to know like what you guys
Yeah,
decide
what will
on and like,
happen? That's it for this week's episode. We'll get Dustin back again for more stories like this. And the update, we want to know the update if there is an update.
hopefully not more stories like that.
I hope not. This is traumatizing, man. Not gonna lie.
Mm.
This kind of fucked up. Right, the more conspiracy it goes, like the darker and more uncomfortable I get. But okay, let's stop. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell for the notification. And if you're enjoying this on Spotify, do recommend to other friends. Hey, and I'll see you guys next week. Thank you, guys.